You will love this
Please
video.
do.
I
You know,
love it. I still
getting
watch it. I still show people
getting
because it's one of my favorite things we ever did.
getting tailored. Now you have, I could already tell with just even that T-shirt on. You had an incredible physique then and now. I always ask this question. Back then, it was always rumored people use enhancements. Were you part of that trend? Because I mean, you were a Greek god from what I was looking at, and you
No,
still you
it's
still
funny.
look
I
like you
feel
got something
like
going on.
I never got involved. Like you saw, if you could just see, like you would know the guys that were like heavy into the steroids and everything compared to not. And like I've kept my same build since I was like 1986. And I look back now and you say, if I took steroids, would I have gotten a better push or something? Well, that's all water under the bridge now. I chose not to. I was always a big kid. I was always I thought that I had a pretty good presence and a decent look. And I just saw so many negatives that came from guys that were on steroids, including death. I just didn't go down that road. And my trainer, the guy that broke me into the business, King Kalua, we were when we joined the gym together. When I met him back in like '84, we belonged to a clean gym. We belonged to guys because there was another gym across town where everybody was on heavy, heavy, heavy steroids. And back then it was all like the untested stuff, like animal drugs, horse drugs. And a guy died there. And I was glad the road that I took because again, I could show you pictures from now compared to 20 or 30 years ago. I always felt like I was in shape. I'm glad about that because it's easy not to be in shape. It's easy to add weight and get fat, and that's what you didn't want to ever happen. So,
Well, no, but if you even
That'd be
look
me.
at a lot of them who you kind of are like, were they juicing? You can see the whole change as you get older that like you have a consistent build. And I mean, granted, this is going by a t-shirt that you're wearing and we're seeing shirtless pictures from 20 years ago, but you still have that same consistent build. Unlike, I don't know, but like someone like Cena or Rock, where it's like they were so jacked when they were on TV, but then I look at them now, I'm like,
well,
you're
I
so
say it. I say it all the
tiny
time.
and
Rock.
frail. Like,
Well, what it is like when you see Rock, he had we wrestled each other at least 40 times when we were there together because I was the heel he was a young upstart that just needed ring time. So they put him with heels that could just lead him along and make him feel comfortable. So that was like for me. I was his first match, and then we wrestled for a while, and then he moved on to like Al Snow, and then so because they wanted him with guys that have been around just to make him feel comfortable and get it just experience. I mean he was a can't miss. But the thing that is funny about Rock, he's never like when you hear about all these other guys, he's the one guy that's kind of skated through his whole career and nobody's ever talked about steroids. Here's a guy that's never gotten off. And you could just see it. Like you look at him, it's not normal. And you got to be like blind not to realize it. He had good size in WWF, but as he was getting his push, and then when he got into movies, oh my God. Yeah, again, a blind man can see. And that picture's early on.
Right.
He only got more ripped and bigger and bigger and bigger. And like I said, you don't look that way from just working out. You work out, and even if you're really, really religiously working out, your body only gets so big. Your body only is going to get so cut.
okay,
Your
well then
body's
look
only
at
going.
Cena. Cena looks tiny compared to how he used to look. Like he
Right.
looks like skinny and like
He,
petite, and I'm like, dude,
he's
that guy
got
used to
those.
be like monstrous. Like,
Yeah, and you know what? Again, it is what it is. I
but
think
I
most
was
people.
saying, giving you kudos that's good because you have that same consistent physique even with the age and the time that you're saying you didn't use it. That's good because honestly, comparison now, 20 some odd years, you still look good. You haven't shrunk. You haven't gotten big. you have a nice consistent frame because you didn't tap into something that back then you're saying was
Yeah, I
fragile and
appreciate
boy.
that. I appreciate it. And again, there's not many things that you second guess, or I wouldn't even call it a regret. It's just you say to yourself, like, there were guys that were juicing pretty heavy, but it didn't give them a better push. So I think I looked at that and I'm like, you know what? There's no guarantees. There's young guys, um, guys that are really trying to get to the next level, and they were definitely juicing, but they didn't get a push because they looked better. And I kind of went that route. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I think I look pretty good. I'll just stay with what I'm doing. And that's it.
And dude,
It's
you were a big guy. Like I was watching some videos against you against Wyndham. Wyndham was a tall guy. I mean, you were, you know, or you
Yeah, well,
against
that's what I felt like. I felt like I had enough size. You know what I mean?
right,
Like if Vince came to me and he said, "Hey Tom, put on 20 pounds and we'll make you Intercontinental Champ," then I'm going to do it.
right.
I'm going to do it. But that never happened, so I never did it. So I mean, again, it is what it is. Everybody makes their own choices in life, whether it's wrestling or anything in general, and you go down you pick your road. You pick your road that you want to travel, and you hope you make the right decision.
But